We're
All right
back.
now.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm freezing up or you're freezing up. We'll let the chat tell us once we get going here. I think you're freezing up,
Okay.
but you might think I'm freezing up. So uh, we'll give it a
I
second
could be.
here.
I don't have great service, but I got about the best service I can get until I get over to the house, and it's about 5 minutes over to the house. And
Okay. Well, I'll start out and say hello to some folks, and then we'll see how if the signal hold out for us to get through
yeah.
and tell everybody about what's coming up, what's going on. But see, Matt want to be
Okay.
outdoors in the house. Sampy's in the house as well. Chrissy Brown's here. Welcome in. Ed Jenkins is in the house. Let's see. Jackie's in the house. She's pulling double duty on her birthday.
I'll tell you what. Let me jump up in this truck. See what's going to happen here.
All right. We got Hook Daddy Outdoors. What's going on? Catch fish with us. Howdy, howdy. Yep, I just come in sliding sideways. I met Jackie and the kids and her mom and stepdad for dinner for her birthday, and then did the whole cake thing and all that. Come flying in here just enough time to jump in the shower and wash some of the grime off of me from the day, and we'll go from there. Bobcat's not going to be here tonight. He is in the middle of a nasty brake job for his wife. So when mama's brakes aren't working good, then yeah, you got to take care of that. So he won't be here tonight, but that's all right. We'll keep on keeping on. Mr. Gimpy's in the house. Fish North, Ohio. Welcome in, buddy. Appreciate you. Miss V is in the house as well, saying happy birthday to Jackie. And I think I'm caught up for the minute. It won't last long, I'm sure. There's Benoit's in the house. Benoit's saying Muskrat and Minner.
I am a minner.
Minner. While I'm letting a few more folks come on in here, I know anybody that's been in chat long enough has seen Minnow Dunkers in chat. And if you don't know who Minnow Dunkers is in chat, it's Tom Long, who's sitting right here in front of us. And Tommy, I call you Tommy. That's how I met you, and that's probably how I always remember.
Tom, Tommy, Tom 1, Tom 2.
Tom 1, Tom 2.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how you got the name Minnow Dunkers, though.
Well, I always went by Buckeye Tom. Most of the world back in the day, back in the early part of it, knows me as Buckeye Tom because I'm from Ohio, and I got that name from a bunch of muskie guys. I used to muskie fish a lot, so everybody started calling me Buckeye Tom. Well, I kept that name for quite a while. I never did get on YouTube with it or anything. And we got up to Buckeye Lake probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Bob Kilkenny's group. We decided in the wintertime that we were going to go up there and just fish off the bank. And when you fish off the bank up there, off of like Fairfield Beach, the points, trash is everywhere. So we made it a joke of a day that we were going to go up there and see who could catch the most catfish, and we would clean up. We would clean up real good. So whoever had the heaviest bag of trash, whoever caught the most catfish. It was one of them kind of days. So we're all up there on the bank one day, and there's a guy up there, and the people in Ohio, I'm not going to say his name because the people in Ohio will know who he is, but he's Facebook famous. He's the local legend. He's the guide, and he goes by and runs over my buddy's lines, and my buddy's like, "Hey, give us a little bit of room here." He said, "You guys up there trashing up the bank ain't nothing but a bunch of effing minnow dunkers." And I thought, buddy, that guy's a douche anyway, so I thought, I'm keeping that name because he'll know. So I just kept the name. So it was just kind of a slap in his face. And when he's at shows and stuff, I'll make sure and put the minnow dunker tag on, you know what I mean? But
there you go.
The guy in person, up on the shore, he'd never say nothing to me, but yelling at me out of a boat, he had some broad shoulders. So that's kind of how we got that name.
I love that story because I've heard you tell it to me before, and you've been on here before. But some of the folks here in chat, PG, yeah, we could do that. Well, PG 13. It's after 8 o'clock. We can go up to 13.
Okay.
We'll go from there. I see Skip Clearview Outdoors, Greg Burgess in the house, Mr. Creole Catfishing. I believe that's Jeremy in the house hanging out with us. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Nebraska Wildcats, welcome in, Ed Jenkins. So let's get down to the business at hand. You have put together this event. Now, I got involved last year. I got the kids out there last year. But how long have you been doing this event? Is this
3 years?
3 years? Okay.
3 years.
So this is the third go around on this event. I'm going to bring the flyer up here. If you want to go ahead and kind of talk about it, I'll get it up there so people can see what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
All right.
What we have, guys, is we do a kids tournament at Lake Elma, and Lake Elma is a very small lake here in southeastern Ohio, and that deal is all free for the kids. Got several fishing poles to give away. Got all kinds of prizes. I got a guest jar of baits. I got a guest jar of candy, and they always seem to love that candy.
Oh.
And so they love that stuff. So, but after that, that's at noon out to Lake Elma, right across from the campground this year, Roger. It ain't down at the shelter house. I did rent the top shelter house. That bottom shelter house was already rented. I rented Pine Hill Shelter House, but it's a little too far from the lake. So I just asked the ranger out there if I could do it right across from the campground. So we'll be right across from the campground. All you do is just drive on around the lake and you'll see us over there. Right. And then after that, we'll be out to Lake Rupert that evening. I'll probably get out there about 4:30. And I'll get out there about 4:30, start checking people in. We got all kinds of raffles. We got all kinds of good stuff. And we'll let them guys go as they come. But I'm not going to open the scales until 6 o'clock. The reason I leave my scales open, Roger, I got a lot of bank guys. I even got kayak guys. I don't just have boat guys, your atypical tournament guys. And this is a small lake. Rupert's bigger than Elma, but there's plenty of room here for. I think the first year I probably had pushing maybe 30, 20 something, high 20s. Last year I had 57, I think. And this year my goal is 75 people. And I'll charge you $25. If you have a fishing license, you're going to pay me $25 to fish. You can fish as a team, but you're paying $25 each. And a lot of people, I've had people question that. Why don't you just have a team? Because here's how I figured. If 2 people are fishing out of a boat and 4 people were fishing off the bank together, it kind of evens it up. The 4 people paid $100, where the 2 just paid $50, and you're fishing for the same money. That money is 100% payback, by the way. The entries are 100% payback. The way I do my fundraising, Mike at Mike's Bait and Tackle in Wellston. You probably see me on the show with him before.
Yep.
He helped me all year long from about June until now. We've been doing nothing but raffling rod and reels, gear bags with full catfish stuff. I've got 2. He wanted to do 2 $250 gift cards instead of having one $500 because he thought it would sell better like that. So that's how we did it. And I've got all kinds of stuff. I even won a chainsaw last weekend, so it's going to be in the raffle stuff. So I won a chainsaw, and I've had 2 people die around me in the past year, and those people left me about 6 chainsaws. I'm chainsaw poor.
I needed a chainsaw. I needed one today.
Other than that, if you want to get out here at Lake Rupert about 4:30 or after, and I'm going to kind of cut you loose as I get you, because the boat ramp will hold. I'm going to say I didn't stay in the boat ramp. My bass guys are over there weighing in right now. I pulled over in case you can't see it.
Let me get you.
I just pulled over. There's the boat. there's the boat behind me. I'm hooked to it. I'm sitting in the back of my truck in a fold out chair, and there's a lake behind there. So they're over across that bay right there. So
Tommy's dedicated to this, guys. So right there's your the flyer you got. So this is to support the Jackson County
and
48 veterans.
40 and 8 veterans. I'm a member of. Yes. And that's I've heard you talk about it on the show. A lot of people don't know what the 40 and 8 is. The 40 and 8 used to be with the American Legion, which I am. I am the first vice commander of the Wellston American Legion, Post 371. But I'm also a member of the Jackson County 40 and 8. We pretty much take care of Jackson and Vinton County, though, and I live in Vinton County. That post that I'm a member of is in Wellston, where I grew up. And the 40 and 8 comes from the World Wars, when they transport troops into, they would take them from France to the front in rail cars. And the way they did that, they could do 40 soldiers or 8 horses. And that's where all that's from. Basically what it is, it's an invite only group. It's not like the Legion. Any veteran can join the Legion days. Anyone who fought on foreign soil can join the VFW. Almost anyone can join the AMVET for that matter, as long as you got an honorable discharge. But the and it's combat veterans. It's very charitable group, more charitable than the other organizations. And one of the big things.
Ooh, that ain't good. As you guys could tell, sound like Tommy's audio was getting a little choppy there. He's actually at the lake. He fishes to those of you that don't know much about Tommy, he's a multi-species angler. Hey, man down. Hey, Kayak Mike, thanks for being in. All right, hang on a second. So it looks like he's back. I don't see any video for him yet. I'm going to watch for him down there. There he goes.
You kick me out there?
No, you just dropped out. You got real choppy there.
Okay, now I can hear you, Roger.
I think your signal's a little weak.
I can't hear you, buddy.
How about now? Can you hear me now? I'll let Tommy keep working on it there. But Tom's a big multi-species angler. He's actually at a lake right now. He coaches a team of kids bass fishing. And he fishes bass tournaments on Tuesdays. He's actually, anytime you see him in chat, he's actually multitasking, generally fishing his tournament there and tuning in with us here. So I think Tommy can catch just about any type of fish there is.
No, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No sound, Roger.
You might have to pop back out and come back in. Let me see what happens here. It looks like he popped out. Yeah, he's having some connections. So he's actually at Lake Rupert, I believe now, is where they're doing their bass tournament. I'm not 100% sure. Is Lake Rupert or Alma? This Saturday coming up is when this will be. I see Chrissy is in the house. Artie and Chrissy actually just happened to be in the neighborhood last year and just stopped by and hung out with us. The kids had an absolute ball last year.
There we are.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hey, buddy. It kicked me out, and when I come back in, I could not hear you.
Yeah, so, you're good, man. You got a good picture and audio now.
Welcome. We're in Bigfoot country here, Raj. We're in Bigfoot country here. So, I'm out here at Rupert.
Rupert.
Not great service. I got like 2 bars, but here in just a minute, these guys are going to be done weighing in, and I'm in another parking lot. I'm going to have about 5 boats pull in here and say, "Hey, man, you all right?" So
that's okay.
Yeah.
I was just explaining to them that this is a weekly thing for you. fishing this tournament series and
Yeah.
working with these kids
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh yeah, I help out Oak Hill High School. Plus, this is actually my own thing. This is my group that basically, if you fish 15 tournaments with this group, you qualify for a 2-day championship. And it pays pretty good. I've won the thing before, and it pays out. I think the time I won it, it paid out $2,250. Last year, just second day big bass down at the river, down out of Galplis, I got a large amount that was like 435, and I won $685 with it.
Woo-wee.
So yeah, works out pretty good.
That's expensive bait.
Well, that's a $10 crankbait. $10 crankbait.
No, I mean $600 bass that would be used for bait.
Oh yeah. Well, that one there. I mean, you better have big hook. But I actually seen a bass guy just come in, and he wasn't with the tournament. He said, "I got a big flathead I'm taking home for dinner," and I was like, "Damn." I said, "Well, let me see it." And he opened his live well. Hey, I thought he meant like a 40 or 30 or something. He had a 5-pounder. I said, "Buddy, okay." And now that's what I'm talking about. People think like that. That's all right.
But Chrissy says,
as far as the tournament Saturday, go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading Chrissy's tournament. She said that you did one earlier in the year for the city of Wellston. It was another kids tournament. It was fun as well. I think we missed
it. It was. The water was up. The water was up pretty good, and the strip mines are just strip mine ponds, and we got the ball fields down there. The way I ended up helping out, one of my old basketball coaches actually calls me. He's like, "Tom, the city wants me to put on a kids fishing tournament, and I don't know how to fish." I was like, "Well, we got you covered, buddy." So I pretty much just did it. I did it the same way we do the one at Lake Alma. I mean, it was pretty much just, the same prize, a pretty rod and reel, some nets. We did the candy gas, all that stuff. And this year, man, I got some cool prizes. The kids are pretty much what I normally do, but the adults, I'm going to do Big Cat hourly. I'm going to do hourly Big Cat. I got this idea. From over where Dave McCoy lives. I fish a bass tournament, and it's hourly. It's $100 to enter, and they do an hourly. They usually have 50 boats at this thing, and it's big bass. It's how it is, and you just come into the dock, and when you get into the dock, if you're within that hour, and so pretty much what I'll do, I'll open my scales at 6. I got Big Bait Bob from Mike's Bait and Tackle. Big Bait Bob's gonna be my scale guy, and I'm gonna let him take care of it. So basically, you pull up to the boat dock. I'll have a nice weigh-in tub right there on a wheeled like a beach cart. You bring it over to the scales. Scales be set up right there close, and we'll weigh you in. We'll turn it loose. We'll keep track of your fish. So you're fishing for the best 5 at this tournament, but you're fishing hourly. Every hour you could potentially win a rod and reel. And I got everything from like Abu 7000s on nice rods to I've got some Ancient Mariner. I've got some Whisker Seeker. I've got some what's the other brand there? I'm forgetting.
There's a bunch of them.
The one that looks like the Ancient Mariner, but it's its own. I'm at a blank. I know Pontoon Jody uses them. Pontoon Jody, I see her have them in her boat. I'll think of it here in a minute.
I ain't been able to keep up with what she's using, honestly. I don't remember. I know a lot of folks are using the Ancient Mariner, and of course, all the other name brands as well. But man, that sounds fantastic. And there's no horsepower restriction on Rupert, right?
Idle only. I usually just it is honestly, if you got a nice trolling motor and you got good batteries, you probably would never need to fire your big motor up. I mean, it's not teeny tiny, but it's not so big you can't cover it. It is. I'll tell you right now, though, we have dropped temperature. I was here 2 weeks ago. It was like 84 to 86. Right now it's 74 to 75. So that's a good thing. The bass tonight were kind of tight-lipped, and I feel like they were. I think it's just where this water's cool and they're not ready for it yet. The lake's low, got a lot of grass in it. So anybody that's going to be dragging out here, get with me before you take off and decide you're just going to go at it, because you got to kind of know where you're going to go. If you don't follow the creek channel, it could get grassy real quick.
Yeah. Right now, we're trying to figure out what the kids want to do. I don't know that they'll last till 2 a.m. Because it is chilly now, and I don't know what the temp's supposed to be Saturday night. I know this morning it was
85. 85 is what it's telling me, daytime high, and then that night 53 for the low. So it will get a little going from 85 out here, sun shining, to, especially for kids. Like right now, you see me in a hoodie. When I started today, it was nice. It was about 80 degrees. But as soon as this sun goes down here, I mean, we're not like North Country, but we're north enough that when it drops about 50 and I got shorts on, I'm putting a hoodie on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. The kids are bouncing all over the place. So what they want to do, they want to go to church on Sunday morning. And so I was like, well, you guys are going to have to make some decisions, because you're not going to be able to stay out fishing until 2 a.m. and do weigh-ins and then get home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and get to church with any sense about yourself.
Especially when you're an hour drive. You might make it that evening. And I'm not trying to keep them kids from God now, Roger. I'm just, you know that. But I look, the kids tournament itself will be fun. I'll be honest, if you were going to come over here and you were going to do if you're going to do all this and you're going to drive as far as you are, I would stay at Lake Alma. I would get you a camp spot at Lake Alma. It's a nice campground. It's just a nice little, you throw a tent up pretty easy. And it's a nice little campground, and it's safe. There's no one going to mess with you out there. They take really good care of it. But Rupert itself, it don't have a campground. It's not a state park. Lake Alma is.
I've camped in the parking lot before and got kicked out.
At Lake Alma?
And no, Lake Rupert.
Lake Rupert. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had an RV.
I'll tell you what.
A little John boat. And they didn't have a campground, so we just popped the awning out and stayed in the parking lot. And you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I've slept in a truck mini boat ramp, so I've had a cop beat on the window one time. He said, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I just got a tournament in a couple hours." He said, "All right, just want to make sure you was okay." He left me right there. So, but he froze a little bit. Or I froze a little bit. There you are.
There we go. Now V was asking if I could add the tournament to the tournament page. She's doing promoting a lot of local events for everybody, and she said she'd help promote it and get it out there for everybody.
Promote center the kids one too, and promote the hell out of it. Like I say, this is my veterans group, and my veterans group was 18 strong. We just lost another Navy guy about probably a month ago, Marvin Mace. He was from Benton County also. And but as far as anybody wants to promote anything I'm doing, have at her, because I'm all about one thing. I'm all about with my veterans group. We're about feeding kids. We're about those 300 food boxes we do at Christmas time. Like I say, this is my third year, and I've been around tournaments for a long time, guys. I was in Bink Fox's garage when the High Hills Catfish Club was named, and that was probably 30 some odd years ago. But we have a good time, and we feed kids. And I had a guy call me a couple years ago, and he said, "I got a question for you." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Those food boxes you guys give away, any druggies involved in that?" I said, "What do you mean any druggies?" He said, "The people come get it. Are they druggies?" I said, "Well, buddy, I don't drug test them, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's a little kid involved that's not an asshole, and he's not a druggie. And he lives in that house. He needs fed just the same as everybody else. And I guess kind of me and Trevor I won't bash mom and dad. We kind of grew up poor. You know what I mean? Mom and dad divorced when we was young, and we grew up poor. So I think a little bit of that goes, you just want to take care of other poor kids. You know what I mean?
Yep. 100% get it. Everybody knows.
I want to thank, is Kevin Walters in chat?
He's not tonight. He normally is, but he's not tonight.
I want to thank Kevin Walters. He gave me $75 worth of gift cards from Monster Cat. I want to thank Montgomery Trucking. They gave me a $50 Bass Pro card and all kinds of hoodies, t-shirts, hats, a vest, a fancy vest. Like I say, I got a chainsaw in there. I got $25 Mike's Bait and Tackle gift card that someone just won it somewhere and donated it back. And Mike said that'd be fine. Door prizes, like I said, I got hats, t-shirts, other stuff, hoodies, gun locks. VA gave me a whole box of gun locks. So anybody needs gun locks, I don't care if you're in the tournament or not, stop out here because I got about 100 of them. And yeah, everybody needs gun locks. You got kids in the house, you need gun locks. All right. I got, like I said,
you just never know.
No, you don't. And kids think guns are cool, so they want to play with them. And I got the 8 rod and reels to give away for the hourly prizes. And I've got right now, I think I got like 22 rod and reels to give out to the kids, 15 nets. Like I say, I got that gas jar of lures and a gas jar of candy, and it usually works out pretty good that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got pizza. I've got pizza, and we're going to feed them. I got a couple of stores here local, gave me some water and pop. I've got some, don't tell nobody, but some of the pop down from Legion Post is outdated by about a week or two. I'm just going to go down and rob it, and because it don't need to be there anyway.
There you go.
And I'll rob the ice machine that morning.
How much pop do you think we drank as kids that were outdated? We didn't know.
Well, we didn't have dates. We didn't have dates on. But here's something that I think is fabulous. We didn't have bottled water. I mean, I don't remember bottled water till I was probably in my 30s. And I think of whoever come up with the idea of putting, water in throwaway bottles is they deserve the patent on it for sure.
Yeah. Explain to everybody a little bit how the kids tournament works. So I there last year, but this ain't just for catfish. These kids go out and if they can catch a bass, a bluegill, a crappie, a catfish, whatever's in Lake Elma, it's total weight, right? Yeah.
I'll probably do like maybe best 5 for them too. I might give a prize or something for the big fish. Right now I got trophies too. State Farm Insurance, my local State Farm Insurance guy. I'm pretty new with them. I'm about 6 months with them. Kathy had a wreck, and other than deer, I don't think we've ever had a collision or turned in anything on our house. So we turned in a 2018 Honda Pilot in Western Reserve, acting like I got 2 heads. And so I told him, I said, hey, you want to give me and my wife a hard time, we'll just go somewhere else. So we did. We went to State Farm. They bought the trophies for the kids, and they bought the trophies for the adults. So I have 3 nice trophies for the top 3 on the adult side, and I got a trophy for the winner of each age group. And the way I usually do my age groups is like I have them wrote down, so I'm just going to wing this and say it. 0 to 5. I always just say 0 to 5. 6 to maybe 10 or 11, and then probably 11 to 15. And then the cool thing nowadays, the kids that are 16 and older that want to come out and be a part of this, local kids, our high schools make them have community service. I'm not sure why or any of that, but if kids come out and help me with that, as a officer of my post, I can sign off on community time for them for high school. So if I get if I get 2 or 3 16-year-olds come help me, I'll give them a couple hours for community time for that tournament. And it usually works out pretty good. I have a couple of them out there. I have a young girl that is a buddy of mine's, young, and I don't want him to to tell her this because she get the big head. She's a beautiful young girl, and she's got a guy coming to help out too because he's kind of he's kind of chasing after her a little bit. But and they're both about 16, 17. Yeah, they're getting to that age where fishing ain't important no more. Am I still here? There you are.
Yeah.
I thought it kicked me off again.
No, Jackie was in here, and I was trying to talk to her without being obvious.
Okay, I got you. I'm trying to squeeze up a little bit. That moon ain't out. We had a full moon last weekend. We're going to miss it this year. I felt like the full moon hurt us last year bad. This lake does have flatheads in it. It has flatheads. It has some nice channels. I think the first year I had it, I had a couple, like maybe 11 pushing 12 channels. Last year, I didn't have no huge fish. I think Willie ended up winning it. I think the biggest fish he had was maybe like 6. And but the weekend before, I think the Sunday before, Trevor caught like a 30-pound flat, him and his buddy out here on one of the points, which you know how pre-fishing is. That kind of hurt Trevor because he lived on that point. He lived on that point for that tournament. Dad kept saying, we need to move. We need to move. But I don't fish my own tournament. That's one thing I don't do. I'm usually over there around the scales or taking care of stuff. I got a couple of my local natural resource guys that come out, and Officer Frost will be here for sure. The Coast Guard asked them to get 100 boat checks, vessel checks a year each.
Wow.
100 vessel checks each. And if they commit to that, do that, the U.S. Coast Guard gives them, he told me exactly how much. It's a good chunk of change for doing it.
Oh, wow.
So I always let Officer Frost check some boats. Everybody kind of freaks out when they see him pull in. But I'm like, hey, man, he's not writing no ticket. He's just checking. He's not going to do no more and give you a warning or give you a sticker that says you're good.
Yeah. 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 And that's important, though. I mean, if you're missing something, there's a chance you don't even realize it. You know what I mean?
Most of the bass guys are right off the get-go because none of them have an anchor. None of them carry an anchor in those pretty boats. And I tried to tell them, you got to have an anchor. So when they get checked and we're all there, I'm usually the one with the old V bottom handing the anchor, and that officer sees that same anchor in every boat, and he lets it happen. But I tell them all the time they need an anchor in case something happens.
Yeah, a lot of people, that, especially if they're new to boating or not that experienced, don't realize that you do have to have an anchor on the boat, and for safety purposes, if you would happen to lose your motor or not lose it, but your engine would die for some reason and you got, bad winds or a current, you need a way to tie yourself off or anchor yourself to keep yourself out of harm's way. So right. That's why the anchor is important. Just like you got to have
I don't have chat because I don't have, when I do this anywhere else, I usually steal the wife's phone. That way I can jump in chat while we're in here. But, if you got any questions, just let me know. My number's on that flyer. My number's 740-649-6568. Anybody can text me or call me. And what'd she say? I see
Tommy runs around like a chicken with his head cut off.
I do have ADHD, and I'm almost 55 years old, and I'm actually retiring January 5th. So my work is, I usually get those kids that's like 20 years old, and I'm usually grabbing them, showing them, and I am going to miss work. I'm going to miss the guys at my work, but I'm not going to miss 30 years in a foundry's plumbing. So I'm going to retire January 5th, and I'm proud to be able to say I can actually afford to retire at my age.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You got any big plans after that?
Well, right before that, right around our anniversary this year, the end of October right there, we're going down to the Bahamas. So that's something she wanted to do forever. And she asked me, hey, can we do that this anniversary, which is our 34th anniversary. But which is kind of odd to go on a cruise for that one. But she's always wanted to do it. She's really never been around a big ship or anything. I lived on an aircraft carrier for 4 years of my life, so I know all about, what it's like to be on a boat with 6,500 people. But I just hope she don't get seasick. I'll be honest, because I mean she has been in a boat with me and she loves a pontoon, but she's never seen anything. She's never seen anything like Lake Erie or the ocean.
Well,
so
it could be a little intimidating, I'm sure.
yeah, remember your gear got vomited on it at Lake Erie by my nephew, Trevor's boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He threw up all
We were
over
out
my
in
stuff.
75 foot of water, 75 foot of water. Right? We were almost to the Canadian line. We were probably
Yeah.
4 miles from the Canadian line.
Yeah, we had to
By
turn
the time
around.
we got in, it was beating that boat up. I looked over and Jacob lost it right on your gear bag. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I had all my camera gear and all that stuff sitting on the up in the cockpit, and
Yeah.
it's your nephew, right?
Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah.
He just turned 21. He just turned 21 actually. And
That's crazy.
he's doing good. He's living up in Columbus, so kind of proud of him. He's up there. Him and his sister are up there. So
Okay.
hoping they stay out of trouble. I mean, these are redneck kids running around in the city, so you know how that goes.
What could happen, right?
Right. But
So does anybody
other than
have any?
that, well, go ahead.
I was going to say, is anybody have any questions about this event, or any questions for Tommy in general? We still got about 25 minutes left. If we end up wrapping up early, I'll end up shutting down a few minutes early, because we're still trying to celebrate Jackie's birthday with her. But she told me to do this show. We need to get Tommy on. We need to get the word out. And she said, don't cancel because of my birthday. Get it out there.
Well, happy birthday, Jackie.
Yep, she's had a pretty good day. She had to work.
And I won't ask how old she is.
Well, everybody at the restaurant found out because I put 2 big candles on her cake. And she hates attention like that. Boy, Roger, your gear just gets bad from everyone. I mean, vomit, and then Ernie bleeds all over your Bubba knife. Yeah, bleeds all over your boat. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of bleeding, one of the young guys at work today, we have a robot on one side, $1 million robot that they're trying to get to work. And I got a young guy that's only been there about a month on the other side, actually loading physically, 30 to 50 pound molds by hand. And the carts that they built for this robot are what we're using. So the corners are a little sharp with the angle. And he hit his head on it. He didn't tell nobody he's on blood thinners. So I look across there and I see this guy probably about 20 yards away. And he's just bleeding down his face. He's looking at me with his hands up. I'm like, go to the bathroom, Jesus. And ended up not being as bad. I thought, man, we're taking this guy to the hospital for stitches, but it didn't happen.
I've seen some bad stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just take her to Kings Island. Hey, there you go. We ran into each other.
I do know, guess who's coming down? Guess who, YouTube celebrity going to show up out here at the Big Lake Rupert is, one, Willie Smith will probably be out here. He's not a YouTube star, but he's one of the best guys in Ohio as far as catfishing. He won this one last year. And John Oyler's coming down. John Oyler's coming down.
Oh,
John
really?
Oyler. Yeah. Which I don't know if you know this, but John Oyler used to live down in Oak Hill, which is in Jackson County, down below Jackson there. And I work with several guys that grew up with him.
There you go. Yeah, I like John.
Yeah.
We get along pretty good.
I got a kick out of him up to Lake Erie because I'm kind of me and Moneybags are up there at a big tournament, and I always leave money in the boat. I get in air conditioning. I mean, I'm a little selfish like that. And I jump in the air conditioning, and someone's beating on the door, and I'm thinking, who is this guy beating on my door? And I look over, it's John Oyler trying to say hi. And I'm like, hey, man, I didn't even know he was here, but cool. And first time I actually ever met him. So
I can't remember. I can't remember where I ran into him at. I've talked to him about a million different times, but I don't remember where I've actually ran into him at.
You
That'd
said
be good.
Benoit was in here. Benoit was in here earlier. Man,
Yeah,
they got a nice lake up there. I took the kids up for the state championship. That
yeah.
Mosquito Lake. Um, that is a nice lake. I nothing but good things to say about that lake. And I see a lot of their background shots. So I'm going to say this: I might be 4 hours from you, Benoit. But here's the thing: I know exactly where that causeway is, and don't show those landmarks to people like me because I'll come up there and catch your flatheads.
Yeah, there you go.
Doc
Uh,
Lang used to say that. He said, I can't get on Facebook anymore because these people see my backgrounds. But
there's a lot of it. There, you can just blur the backgrounds out now. You can change it. I remember when I was having trouble with the commercial guys.
yeah.
There for a while when I was doing live streams and videos and Kentucky bordering water, I had a guy that intercepted. Those commercial guys were screenshotting my videos and circling landmarks in the background, and
Ah,
I got to the point where I was taking pictures and changing the background to like big city and stuff. Like people that know me and know the area, like, where in the hell are you catching these fish? Where are you at? There's no
right.
skyscrapers in Ohio. What are these buildings? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just messing with these guys. And they're like, oh, yeah, you can change all that. You can AI the crap out of it if you want to.
You know, I'm all about taking care of those big fish. If if these young people nowadays knew how good the High River was when I first got into this, and I'm talking, you know, I've been tournament catfishing for a long time, but we uh we would go down the High River in a 7 8 hour tournament and weigh in 170 pounds, 180 pounds. And Bink Fox even said one time he had one of the guys he fished with seen some of the old banners. Our banners used to actually say the names of the winners, the weights. So at the end of the year, everyone was on those banners.
Hmm.
And Bink had some of those old banners in his garage. And one of the guys, I think it was John, asked him one time. He said, "Is that for real?" And he said, "What?" He said, "It says Tommy Long and Tommy White, 178 pounds." Bink's like, "Yes, yes." He said, "That's a 1 day tournament." They're like, "Yes." I mean, it used to be
Pounds in one
phenomenal.
day.
It
I
used to be
mean,
phenomenal.
I never, I didn't fish the Ohio River back when it was that good. I'm happy with what I can take now, but I know that it used to be a lot better. Uh,
Well,
Skip Stewart wants to know if Tommy's going to fish the fall brawl for walleye up at Lake Erie this year.
you know, Mike always tries to get me to sign up. I usually don't because I don't have a lot of time to get up there with everything going on. But it Mike Wall does, which is my catfish partner, Moneybags. All them guys do. All the guys I ice fish with sign up for it. A lot of them go up there. But now I will sneak up there and go with them sometimes, but I never have done it for the fall brawl.
There you go. I've actually fished the for walleye with Tommy up in Lake Erie. That was
Yeah.
a good time.
Oh yeah.
It's been
Hey,
a while.
all I wanted that day is to land one of those steelheads. We get those steelheads on, and those guys wouldn't get quick about grabbing those rods on those big boards, and they just come off. And I'm thinking the whole time, damn, I just want to, you know, we're in someone else's boat, but I just want to grab one of them rods and catch one of those steelhead.
Yeah. See, hum, leave, and come back. Chrissy telling everyone about Roger's new bait. Yeah, Ernie's buttocks. Yeah, I put Ernie and Chrissy in the boat, and I had my Bubba blade laying on the cutting board in the back of the boat. It's the knife's a little bit bigger than the cutting board, and Ernie
Ah,
just backed up to it, and it just touched his butt. But those things, that one was they're so sharp. He didn't know he just cut himself deep, and he just sat
well,
down on the boat while we ran up to the dam. He got up and there was blood everywhere. I'm like, what in the world's going on? He's like, you been cutting bait up here? Why is there blood everywhere? I'm like, we ain't cut nothing yet. And right there at the Greenup Dam in front of everybody. You know how it gets. Everybody's standing up at the dam fishing, cars going by the highway. Chrissy drops his trowels right there on the boat. Said, give me the first aid kit. He's down. He's got his pants around his ankles, and we're going live in about 3 minutes. I'm like, all right, clean him up.
Hey, Ernie's pretty tough. I've been around Ernie a few times, and something else. He's got a little extra on there anyway. That bubble blade ain't gonna hurt him none.
He was tough. He didn't even know he cut himself. It's so sharp. It poked him, and that was it. Benoit says, stay out of my spot, Skeeter. It's a great lake until the bass tournaments are full blast.
Well, and that's why I was up there with the kids for that. And there was, I don't know how many we actually had, probably 50 some at that state championship. It was a damn good lake. The thing is, we got up there. If she can hear me right now, we got up there and it was, we pre-fished and it was like summertime, the morning of the tournament. I knew I was in trouble and I woke up, and I always wake up before everybody. I walk outside and it had just dropped. And I thought, I look at my phone, and there's a chance of rain, and it's honestly cold enough at that time. I thought we were going to maybe get some snowflakes. So, and it was a little windy. So we launched the south end of that lake down by the campground. And the spot I had for the kids was all the way up the lake. And I told him, I said, hey, my senior, I wasn't too worried about because he's been with me a few years, but the other kid was brand new. And I said, hey, this is going to suck because we're going to get soaking wet. But if I make this run where you guys want to fish, it's going to beat us up. It's going to get us wet. And they're like, okay, let's do it. We get up there and them kids are like freaking popsicles, but they were frozen. I was just like, and then the fishing was quite tough. We didn't really get on the fish till later, till it actually warmed up a little bit. And, but I told them, I said, here's how it is. You can fish any lake or river one day to the next. The least little bit of it don't even matter. It could be in one day, anything happens. Temperature wise, barometric pressure. I said it can change it. I don't care if you're bass fishing, catfishing, crappie fishing, even bluegill. You get tight-lipped, you know.
Hours. You could fish a spot in the morning and not do any good, and come back and fish in the afternoon or evening and be on fire. You know, I mean, the bite window changes. We don't know all the reasons why the bite window opens and closes, but it's a deal. It's a real thing.
My dad wanted me to me and Trevor fished with him a couple weeks ago here, and probably a month ago, me and Dad come out here, and Dad had a pretty nice flathead on, had it up to the boat, got wrapped in another line. So being professional like I am, I throw the net down, going to grab this fish by the mouth, and as I go to grab this fish, it's just almost dark. This fish makes eye contact with me, Roger, and as it turns to swim away, it comes undone. And it just swims off. And there's Dad. Dad's standing there with the pole. I look back at him and he's like, is it in the net? I said, Dad, the net's in the Florida boat. I'm sorry. He said, that was a flathead. I said, yeah, I apologize. I said, thank God we weren't in a tournament because it happened quicker than I could answer for it.
Well, if you're like us, when it comes to fishing in a tournament, we are extra cautious, extra, you know, we net everything.
Net everything. Even in these bass tournaments, I tell people that I'm with. The guy I'm actually fishing with this year, my regular partner on the bass end is 71. He got bit by a tick earlier in the year, had Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and it put him down hard. He's probably only fished a handful of tournaments this year. So the guy I'm actually going to fish the 2-day with is 76 years old. And he still does pretty good. I mean, he's my dad's age. He does really good. Old retired guy that owns about a 250-acre farm here in Benton County, up around Creola. I tell him all the time. I said, Mike, I sold a farm that was a lot smaller than yours. I said, buddy, you're probably $1.5 to $2 million there. And he's like, oh, no, don't quit joking with me. I'm like, Mike, You don't understand. He said, well, I'm just going to leave it to my two boys. I said, good. But I'm telling you right now, land's not getting no cheaper. We sold a 50.8 acre farm this spring for $330,000 over here. And it really didn't have no fancy house. It had a double wide and had an old rundown barn that someone took it apart for the barn wood. But it was just old fields and woods. And people are buying this land up. They're buying land up like crazy, man.
Yeah, that's not a bad price. I mean, even just, if it's livable, then that's a good price, because you could fix it.
And they're bougieing it up a little bit. I'm glad to see someone buy it that's actually doing something with it. And something else, it helped Tommy retire. So, it helped me get to retirement quicker than I planned on. I was going to go at 62, but I'm going to go ahead and go at 55. Everybody says, you buying a new boat? You buying new trucks? I said, no, I'm going to retire. I'm just going to retire and do what I want.
Yeah.
But, well, if anybody wants to have a good time, come out here Saturday night, or I'll be right at the boat ramp at Lake Rupert. I'll probably be out here about 4:30, and I know I'll see you and Ernie and Chrissy and all of you out there at the kids deal. But I do allow boat, bank, kayak. I don't care, and you can fish it as a team. I encourage you to fish as a team. Actually, I'd much rather see someone have a few people with them, or one or two people with them, be safe. But I do like night tournaments. Not a lot of people do them anymore. I fished with Bob Kilkenny's group, and Bob I believe him and Jerry Hyde are going to come fish this tournament with me. But Bob hates night tournaments. Bob is a little bit older than me, though. I think Bob's about 58. And Bob just nowadays would rather go in the daytime and fish some tournaments.
I like night fishing. The bugs at night get to be a little crazy at times during the summertime.
I've got a small light right here in front of me. You wouldn't believe, around my phone right here, I'm looking at the mosquitoes. They're just surrounding it. So if you come out here next Saturday, bring some off with you. Yeah. And I'll definitely have some in the truck with me.
And again, what were the times for the kids? It starts at noon and goes till?
I usually let them fish till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. What I do, Roger, I'll get the pizzas about 11:30. I have someone go get the pizzas in Wellston and bring them out, and we'll let them eat before they fish. Because
same place you got it from last year?
Yeah, Scotty's on first. He gives me 10 pizzas for $100, man. He gives me 10 pizzas for $100. No one else is doing that nowadays, except maybe a Domino's, but that pizza's way better than Domino's.
Oh, you know what I mean? It's really good.
That handmade pizza, man. But we will probably 1:30, 2 o'clock, we'll cut the kids off, give them prizes, and then I'll go straight from there. There's a handicap guy that likes to fish my tournament. So this will be the third year in a row. Oh, Ricky. If you meet Ricky, you've met someone special. He loves to catfish. And I'll go down to Jackson, grab Ricky, and we'll get my stuff together and come out here probably about 4:30. Start checking people in, start selling raffle tickets. I'll probably have some of my group help me. And it's just a good time. It's a good time. And I tell Bink and Janet Fox will be out here. Bink and Janet will be out here. They have a cancer walk that night. They have their Vinton County Cancer Research. They have a cancer walk at the high school that night, but they always come out here after. So, which is, I always try to help them because they always try to help me, man. I've known them since high school. They were a little bit ahead of me in high school. I've known them, and they only live from right here where I'm sitting in this parking lot at the lake. Bink probably lives 2-3 miles from right here. I live about a mile and a half over the hill. So we're like right here together. So
yeah, they don't get much better than Bink and Janet. I love those guys.
They know what they're doing as far as fishing, as far as anything they're involved with. That Vinton County Cancer Research tournament they do at Guy Place, if you've never been around it, I don't care if I catch a fish. If I can be in the tournament, it usually bangs heads with my state tournament for the kids, and it happened this year. But if I can jump in there with Dad and Trevor, one year me and McCoy and Dad did it, David. And David will be here with me. I'm not sure if he's going to fish, but he's going to help me out next week. And you talk about a guy that's on the water. Dave is on the water like I want to be. I want to be on the water like that when I retire. I want to be on the water 4 or 5 days a week. You know what I mean? Dave's out there. Dave's out there all the time. If anybody's got him on Facebook, they've seen it. He just got at Seneca. Seneca's only been stocked with the blues. How long, Roger? 4 or 5 years?
I'm not even sure. I'm not up with the Seneca.
Dave, last week, he sent me a picture. I think it was Thursday or Friday, 4103 out of Seneca. What? 4103 blue. 4103 blue. He was open for a 30. He had never topped 30. 4103. It was a stud. I told him, I said, you got the one. You got the one fish that ate everybody. Yeah, you got the one fish that ate every shad he's seen.
That's almost a 10-year growth rate. That's crazy high. Hoover's up
and
to
I think they've only been, they might have been 6. I might be wrong on the stocking. But now I know Dave's excited about Burr Oak. And we've caught some of them blues. Matt will tell you that too. Matt's probably caught some of them little blues, dragon, but they're just little right now. They're only maybe 15, 16 inches long. They're not real big. But they've only been doing those for like 2 years. So I'm encouraged to actually see what they're stocking, and hopefully they grow pretty quick.
Heck yeah.
It's hard to match Hoover. It's hard to match Hoover, but Hoover has done. Ohio got Hoover right. They picked a good lake to put blues in up there.
Yeah, the growth rate there and the ecosystem there is crazy. The fact that it's a 9-9 lake also helps a lot with. Well, I've done some research and had some information sent to me about like wake boats and just how bad they tear up the bottom, like destroy the growth, and how much it disturbs like the fossil and minerals and everything. Not fossils, but mussels and minerals. So, yeah, being a 9-9 lake, it has it's got a great ecosystem going in there.
Yeah.
But, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Like I said earlier, we've got 2 soccer games on Saturday morning. The kids are all over the place. They want to fish the kids tournament. They want to fish the night tournament. They want to be at church in the morning. They don't want to miss soccer games. You guys, there's only so many hours in a day, guys.
Keep those kids busy, though. Keep them busy while they're young.
Oh, they run me to death. Don't you worry about. Amelia's in 5 dance classes.
5 dance classes. Okay.
They're both in soccer. They just started soccer this week. Dance started this week. There was something else started this week. It's getting crazy.
Well, good deal.
Well, listen,
I do. I'm working on one thing for that kids tournament. I'm not sure if I can swing it yet, but I'm not going to announce it until I know I got the money to swing it. But I got one deal that I might just make one special prize for like one kid out of that whole deal. And it's my group knows I want to do it. I don't know if I've got the extra cash for that. But right. And I'll tell you what that is when I'm in person with you there. Even if I can't swing it, I'm going to tell you I'm going to do this sometime. So, and it's one of the coolest kids prizes. I don't think anybody's ever did it. So, yeah.
We got Chris from Catch Fish with us, and Skip Clearview Outdoors is all over that Seneca Lake. They said that it started stocking blues in 2017.
17. Okay, a little longer than what I thought then. Mm-hmm. A little longer than what I thought.
That hits the growth rate about the same as Hoover, honestly, being 8 years and 40 pounds.
4103. 4103 is I know a lot of guys that fish up there, Roger, and I haven't heard of a lot of 30s yet. I've heard of a lot of high 20s, stuff like that. We even ice fished up there. We tried to get one under the ice up there, and it didn't happen for us. We got some crappie, but we didn't get no blues. We had tip ups. We had 3 of us, me, Jacob, McCoy, and David. We had tip ups stretch all the way across from that one bay to the dam, and we never even had a flag go up. But we did find some small crappie and played with them.
There you go. Well, guys, if you have any questions or you're interested in this, if you see Tommy's phone number up there, you can reach him there as well. You can also reach out to me. I can get information to you. I've got these flyers here. I can send you a copy of the flyer, or I can just give you Tommy's number and you can call him.
My number's right there on that flyer. And something else, I want to thank Mike at Mike's Bait and Tackle for helping me out with all this, because he's got a nice shop for catfishermen, and he's got a nice shop all the way around in today's world for sure. But he helps me more than most people would. I've known him for a long time, knew his dad. His dad's passed now, but known those people pretty much my whole life.
He's good people, man. I've talked to him several times. He's helped out with several of our kids' tournaments online here.
And he's a humble guy, Roger. He got Hometown Hero from WSAZ. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I did.
He got they nominated him for that Hometown Hero thing. And Mike is just the most laid back, good guy, and loves to hunt. I wish he'd fish as much as he hunted, but he does fish with us sometime. But he like I say, anything pretty much, if I got an idea, and you know me, I'm pretty crazy. Like Chrissy said, I bounce around like a squirrel. At work, they call me the squirrel because I'm usually making sure shit goes right. You know what I mean? And but yeah, if I got an idea, he supports it.
I don't know the answer to this. I don't think they stocked it. I know that they had talked about stocking Rocky Fork with blues, but I don't think that they did. And I don't know if they said that there was some dam work or something that needed to be done first or what.
That would be a Willie Smith question. Willie could probably answer that because he's right there at Paint and Rocky. And Willie told me that he don't plan on having any more tournaments. He did do a few, just I call them kind of outlaw tournaments. He just kind of randomly did some there. And he said he's not going to. He's actually going to hand his scales to me this weekend. He said, I'm going to give you the scales. I'm going to give him my stuff. I said, you don't have to do that. He said, no. He said, I know you don't have a lot of tournaments, but you do this. I want to give it to a good cause. So he's going to give me his scale. So
that doesn't sound surprising out of him. He's
speaking of humble, good guys, and I'll say it loud enough for all of Ohio to hear who's ever in here. Willie Smith, almost any tournament I've ever fished against Willie. If Willie ain't in the money, well, something just didn't go Willie's way, because Willie's normally up there in the top five anyway.
I could tell you that when I'm in a tournament and Willie's in a tournament, I'm automatically like, oh, crap. I got to beat Willie.
Willie's the only guy in the world that would tell you. I'm over at Paint Creek one time fishing with Chris Sexton. Chris has been dead for a couple years now. I used to fish with him hard in Paint Creek, Deer Creek Catfish Association back in the day. Danny Cottle, he's passed away now too. And he fished the high hills with me, Chris did. Me and Chris was over there, and we had this when the little skipjack were running, about like right now on the river. We had a bunch of small skips, and we were catching plenty of fish, but we didn't have nothing over about 6 pounds. And Willie just randomly calls me, and he don't do it a lot when we're fishing against each other. I thought something was wrong. So he calls me. He's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm back in one of these bays. We're catching these fish on floats. We're anchored. He's like, I'm dragging out in the middle of the lake. Get out here. I'm like, how good? He's like, I'm averaging like 10-pound fish, Tommy. I'm like, okay. And we're channel cat. So I'm thinking, okay. So we go out there, and I'm not lying. As soon as I see Willie's lights and see where he's at, I told Chris, I said, just shut it off. We'll troll toward him. We're trolling at him as he's coming at us. As we pass him, he's yelling, you better not beat me, because he hears us fighting. We got like 3 fish on. And I'm like, Willie Smith, you're the only person in the world that would have called me and put me on these fish. And he ended up, he was like 43 with 6 channel cats. And I was like, he was like 43 with maybe it was 5. And I was 41. I was like, man. But that's kind of how it goes.
All right. Well, Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We're over 9 o'clock already, and we're going to put these kids to bed and tell Jackie good night and happy birthday and all that stuff. We'll wrap things up for Ohio stocking information. Looks like Chris is getting ready to drop a link for us, so I'll wait a second for that. Tommy, thanks for hanging out with us and letting everybody know about your event coming up. We're big fans. We like bringing the kids out and having a good time, and hopefully everything goes good. So the kids already said, well, if we got to bring the boat out there to fish the night tournament, we might as well put the boat in Lake Alma and try to catch fish there too. So,
You could do that.
Yeah,
you could do that. The thing is, Alma's probably so low right now. Good luck. Are you talking about your big boat? You talking about the Muskrat?
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't need much water to get this thing off.
Okay. If you are dragging it up, I would. I mean, you can fish out of it for that. If you're coming up there and you're coming to a kids tournament and you're going to do the big one, I get you a camp spot right there at Lake Alma. It ain't that much. I think I seen it when I went ahead and rented that Pine Hill shelter, and it was like $51 for the shelter. I think the campgrounds are only, I'm thinking like $19 or $29. I can't remember. They're not much.
Jackie said, our boat ain't going to fit. We're not trying it.
It's a small lake. It's just got an island there. And you fished it last year, so I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
That little lake has some big channel cats in it. I'll never forget one time.
But not channels.
I caught a 13-pound channel there one time. And as I'm by myself, I net it. And, anywhere you're at there, someone can yell at you from the roadway. And I'm close to that dam. And some old lady stops, and she's like, oh, my gosh, what is it? I said, it's a big channel cat. She said, I didn't know they were that big in there. And then another time, I'm bass fishing in that little lake in the fall, throwing red-eye shads. And in the fall out there in October, you can catch 100 bass in a day. And they're all small, though.
Yeah.
These big grass carp they were stocking in there. I caught one. I think it was 55 inches long. I snagged it on one of those, on a bass rod, got it in, was holding it up for a picture in a 10-foot John boat. And 3 cars are stopped. And they're just yelling like, how big is it? What is it? I'm like, it's a big carp, 55 inches. And I threw it back in there. They're like, you should have killed it. I said, I think they're protected. So, but
grass carp is good for
that, man. Oh yeah, the grass carp are, and I'm pretty sure they're protected when they stock them somewhere. I think even in here in Rupert they are. But well, hey, I'll see you guys Saturday. I'm gonna get this boat home, and I gotta get up 4 o'clock in the morning. So,
oh boy,
I gotta get home. She's probably wondering where the hell I'm at.
Yeah, so, no kidding.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Bye. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We'll see you guys next Tuesday night, same cat time, same cat channel. Good night, everybody.